MMAOddsBreaker Frank Trigg. Of course, talking to Justin this week. He's getting ready to fight Melvin Guillard come up here on November 15th for World Series of Fighting 15 down there in Tampa, Florida. A stacked card. I mean, it's turning out to be a really good card. World Series of Fighting is putting together. But if I'm looking at your record, I'm going back and looking at your record. Melvin Guillard, as far as name-wise, is the biggest name that you'll fight to date. Other than his big knockout power and he's super explosive, we know that. If you've seen any of his last 5 fights, you've seen Melvin Guillard. Nothing's really changed as far as I can tell. Have you seen anything that's different? Have you seen anything that's changed for him that he's done differently?
I know he used to train with me as well. I trained with him for about half a year. No, I mean, as fighters, you have to stick to your roots. You got to have your style and you got to go. That's what Melvin does. He hits hard. I think I'm more athletic. I think I hit harder. I think I'm more hungry. So I think Melvin's in for a long night.
Was there anything when you guys trained together, it's been a big thing right now for Bisbing and Rockhold, where they're talking about this one day of sparring, this one day of training camp they had together. One of them got the better of one of them made the other guy cry. The stories go back and forth. No one really knows what actually happened. But was there a day in sparring that makes you really, really confident going into this fight? You're like, hey, I worked out with this guy for half a year, and I kind of know what he's going to do and what's going to happen.
No, I don't look at it like that. Anyways, under the lights is a whole different story for myself and for Melvin, I'm sure. So I think it would be ignorant to base anything off of training, for one, and for two, I think it's ignorant to go to strategize off of your opponent. I think you need to, like I said, have your game plan and fight your fight. Put on a performance, and be ready to give everything.
David Branch and Yushin Okami is the main event, and you're the co-main event with Jessica Aguilar and Kalendra Farr. The fight just before yours, and there's a female title fight, 115. You kind of bookend on some of the best fighters that are around right now. I think Jessica Aguilar is the best fighter at 115 pounds in the world. And
I would argue with you. Only Rose Namajunas.
See, that's the thing is that with Rose, I know she's one of your training partners. I know she's around you all the time. And I know Rose really well. I know Keith Berry really well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm friends with him. And the only thing is that Jessica's had tougher competition than Rose has to date. And the show is flawed because the #1 fighter in the world is not on the show. We're talking about the tough show.
Yeah, #1 ranked. Yeah, I believe. I think they'll fight one day.
Oh, for sure. But also, too, coming out of that house, I think Rose and Carla Esposito are the 2 best girls that are in the room. I think those are the 2 best girls, and I believe that I haven't been watching the last couple of weeks. I don't know if they've been either one of them been beat or beat off the show or whatever.
Rose fights tomorrow.
Okay.
One thing about Rose, man, she's very young.
Yeah, super young.
20 years old, I think. So
yeah,
man,
it's gonna be good. But anyway, what I'm saying is that you're being bookended about two great fights on either side, and you're the co-main event. Has that added any extra press for you? Has it added any extra sponsorship money for you because you are in such a high-profile fight now with World Series of Fighting and fighting a guy like Melvin Guillard, who is polarizing? People either love him or hate him. He's very polarizing. Has it helped you at all with the media for this fight?
Not so much yet. I think this week is getting busy. But no, I don't know. I don't think people know what they're in store for. Me and Melvin could give you guys one of the best shows you've ever seen in your lives. As long as Melvin brings that heart, it's going to be great.
On paper, the way that you two fight, this is the most exciting fight of the entire night. The way because Jessica's style is takedown and hold and grind. Ukami style, takedown, hold, and grind. And they'll get TKOs, they'll get finishes, but they're not going to be high action, big swinging, sitting in the middle, trying to put each other down. All of a sudden, one of you gets a takedown, and it's a big slam. Like, those other 2 fights around you don't do that. It's not the style of those 4 people fighting. You two, that's their style. Your style is to swing for the fences, hit each other as hard as possible, get big slamming takedowns, and have high action the entire time. So for me, it's the most action-oriented fight in the entire card. By far.
Yeah, there's no doubt someone's going to go to sleep, me or Melvin. I think if Melvin, he's going to get lucky, knock me out early, or I'm going to beat the shit out of Melvin for as long as it takes, and he will go to sleep, and he will quit in front of all of you. And That's what I'm coming at. I'm not. Last fight with Newell, I don't like hurting people. I didn't want to hurt Newell. This fight, it's a different ball game. I'm back to my old style. I don't care if I'm not in there to hurt people, but I'm in there to finish fights, to perform, to put my life on the line. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to do whatever I have to do. 25 minutes, 10 seconds. I don't care. I will give it all.
When you look at how Melvin loses, it's by submission. And so if you want to do whatever it's going to take to beat a guy like Melvin, it looks like the way you have to beat him on paper. We're not talking the actual fights. You have to submit him because that's the way he loses the most. But you always win by knockout.
I promise I won't submit. People, he might give up, and it's easy to submit someone once they give up. But they're letting him out the easy way. I'm not going to let Melvin out the easy way. If I drop him, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to wait for him to stand up, and I'm coming back again. I'm not going to sit there and throw stupid punches that are going to hit his shoulder so he can get the fight stopped. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to put on a performance. I'm here to get paid.
Well, if a submission is going to be an easier finish, to make sure you get paid, wouldn't you rather grab the submission to make sure you get paid as opposed to backing up and let him get back up to his feet?
When I say get paid, I'm talking in the long run of my career right now. Give it 5 years. There's not going to be people in the UFC that are in there to win. They're in there you're either going to be there to perform, to put it on the line, to get bonuses. Even when I lose and there's bonuses available, I'm going to get the bonus. So either way, I'm walking home with 100% of my money.
That's smart. That's actually a long way of thinking. Now, what made you come up with that kind of style of thinking? Because most fighters don't. Most fighters are all about being safe and conservative and getting the win, so they can get the title and get themselves in the space to have a title, and hold the title, as opposed to making sure, hey, even if I lose, I have such an exciting fight, I'm still going to get the bonus. Exactly,
and I'm still going to get people talking about me. I'm still going to get, the bonuses, the signing, everything. Everything comes with excitement. This is entertainment. There's no way around it. The way I've learned that is I've been in some wrestling matches where I went out there to win, and I put 60% of my effort into it, and I walked off there either winner or loser. But no matter what, I felt like a piece of crap. Like I didn't, like I lost. I was a loser to myself. Like I worked hard every practice, and nobody is gonna just. I will get knocked out. I've said it before in many interviews. It's stupid. People say I'm stupid, but I'm not an idiot. It's 4-ounce gloves, and I'm swinging. So they're swinging. They're either running or swinging, and I'm gonna get clipped. I got a strong neck. I work my neck out. Maybe if they put it on a button, that's what it is.
Now, of course, you're 12-0. Melvin comes in at 32-13. He's got a huge amount of experience, but at some point, and Melvin, of course, wants to be the guy to give you that loss. You fought other undefeated guys before, and you fought guys with big records before. I mean, you've actually fought a lot of different guys running through this lineup. Do you feel like that guys that are undefeated are more dangerous than guys that have tasted defeat just a little bit ago?
Not necessarily. No, I think it has to be a case-by-case basis. For Melvin right now, this could jumpstart his career back to wherever he wanted to be in the first place. It could be bigger than anything. He was in the UFC for 13 years, I think. I grew up watching him. My friends grew up watching him. None of us can believe that I'm fighting Melvin. But I'm ready. I'm ready to prove that I'm here. I'm not ready to prove that I belong. I'm here. When I go to the UFC, not one person is going to call me out. Not one person is going to raise their hand and be like, I want that first fight. Call my bluff. But I'm coming.
Melvin started back against Marcus Davis back in November of 2005 in the UFC, and that was Ultimate Fighter Fight Night. He's pretty much in the UFC all the way except for one stint in 2008. He jumped out for one fight and was in the UFC all the way until, March of 2014. So this year, he just got put out. So it's like he was in the UFC a very long time, and that was a staple. He was a stable fighter coming out of there. So, yeah, you're right. We all grew up watching him fight. All of us saw him and saw multiple of his fights and watched him and know his style and know his power. But you also have a lot of tape to watch on him. There's also a lot of footage to study when you have to fight him. And to me, it doesn't seem like the Melvin's actually developed much or changed much, but he doesn't need to because his knockout power, his strength, his explosiveness causes so much damage to so many people that he puts him away very, very early.
And he intimidates a lot of people. A lot of people are scared of Melvin.
Yeah, a lot, very scared, which is actually my next question. What have you done in I know you're not scared of him. You're not scared of any man.
He knows I'm not scared of him. That's what's going to be the biggest difference with this fight.
That was the question.
Melvin knows I'm not scared.
So there's no intimidation. There's no head games that he can play with you. So it's all athletic ability and technique.
Yeah, Melvin knows he's saying that he's gonna I'm taking my belts like taking candy from a baby. He's an A-League fighter in a B-League promotion. I'm a C-League fighter. Melvin knows. Melvin's trying to pump himself up for what he knows he's gonna. Melvin has to be ready to die to take this belt, to take what I've worked my whole life for. Whatever I have to do. It could be in a barn with nobody watching. Melvin is not. He can get lucky. I'm not going to be ignorant and say he can't get lucky, but Melvin will not make me quit, and I'll be damned if I don't make him quit on national television.
Justin, getting ready to fight Melvin Guillard. This is going to be a great fight, Justin, man. I appreciate you coming on here talking with us MMAOddsBreaker. You've always been good to us. It was great before the Newell fight, your confidence and knowing for sure go out there and beat that guy and make sure that you came home with the belt, and you did it. And you did exactly what you said you're going to do, and that's why I like interviewing you, because you don't hold anything back. You don't cut your words. You don't have a script writer writing down what you should say. You're just like, hey, look, this is just what it is. Like, Melvin has to want to die if he wants to be able to win this fight and be able to be in this fight. If he doesn't want to die, he's not taking my belt. It's very simple. All right, Justin, appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Thanks, Frank. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy.
You too. Enjoy the fight.
That's what I'm saying. Later, man.